that? What have I done? This is insane. So, October was wild and November's game might be even more crazy. So, I guess let's jump into the October stats and get into the shenanigans that Tabletop TBR, my TBR game that helps me pick what I'm gonna read each month, put me through, because it was a journey. It was a trek. I cannot believe what I did to myself. Let's tally up these scores. Starting with the board game points. I got 0 points last month. We didn't make it completely around the board, so we got a 0. I did manage to read 11,157 pages, which means I got 11 points there. I read 1 book worth 3 points, 3 books worth 2 points, so an additional 6 points, and then 6 books worth 1 point each, an additional 6 points. On top of that, I have 2 busy, 1 less read, but you still get a points, so 2 additional points, meaning that we have a total of 17 card points. For bonus points, I read 1 classic, 1 non-fiction, kind of. It's a reference book, but it is fantasy based, but you know what? It counts. Okay. 4 sequels or prequels in series that I'm currently reading. So that is a total of 6 bonus points, bringing us to 34 milestone points. Woo, 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 woo! Since we had 1 point left over from last month, we're able to completely fill out an entire board, get the points for those and the bonus cards from them, and fill out the first 2 rows of a second board, which will be useful for next month's game. As I mentioned, that does mean that we get 10 points for completing a milestone board, and because I am currently at 156 books this year, I get another 10 points for getting to 150. I can't even express. I did have a realization that the points that I got during my first 100 were only worth 5 points each, and now during the 200 stretch, I've doubled that, and that may not have been the smartest choice, but I'm doing it. So we're here. That does mean that the milestone points equals 20 total. And in addition to all of the books I mentioned earlier, I read a whole slew of additional books, bringing me to 31 books total this month. I'm trying to read down my TBR, so hopefully the next couple of months will look like this, but we'll see. It's probably gonna be real hard to keep this up long term. I did start 1 book from the previous game that I wasn't able to complete, but I do plan on finishing this month. And I do have 2 bonus point cards that I'm just going to have to forfeit, as I didn't read any sci-fis or books with over 500 pages this month. Okay, editing me here to say that the full points for the month was 85 friggin' points. Like, what? Definitely the best for the entire year so far. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the game. Okay, so I get to pick 7 bonus cards on top of the 5 we always start off with. Okay, so that would be a reread, current year, a standalone, historical, different culture, fantasy, and young adult. Now for the normal 5, we start off with a debut novel, a contemporary, a paranormal, busy, 1 less to read, still get a point, and a thriller. As usual, we'll be able to use these throughout the month, but I will try and pair them up with some of the books that we get for the prompts. And because I'm trying to read more throughout the end of the year in general, we're gonna do 10 rounds instead of our normal 5. I'm probably going to regret this immediately, but we're gonna give it a try. Okay, let's pick our game bonus card. Top of the round, we have a third. Let's re-roll that. So maybe we'll try and actually use those. And as usual, now we're at 10. If we roll any doubles, we will get another round. We're pretty close to getting a bonus point for this month. Okay, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. a normal prompt. First prompt is a new author. For the first prompt, I decided to go with Chain Gang All-Stars by Nanakwame Ajibrenya, which I probably butchered, I apologize, but this was actually a gift from the publisher. And it's kind of out of my comfort zone, but it did sound kind of intriguing, so I decided to give it a shot. It sounds like there is this organization called CAPE, which stands for Criminal Action Penal Entertainment, which is a highly controversial but super popular program in the prison system of this world. And part of the controversy is that these prisoners are in these created gangs where they compete in death matches for the entertainment of onlookers. Our two main characters are part of one of these gangs, and at least one of the characters is only a couple matches away from being free. But it sounds like there's going to be some weird things thrown in her way from the people high above who wants to keep things going the way that they are, and we're going to follow along for whatever chaos is gonna happen. And since this is a 2023 release, I'm going to be using my current year bonus points for this book. Okay, pretty normal so far. Let's see how round 2 goes. 5, 9. Okay. 1, so we do get a board point. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We were so close to jumping ahead, but of course not. Okay, another normal prompt, a bestseller. For our next prompt, I'm gonna go with The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This apparently has been on the New York bestsellers list for like 98 weeks or 120 weeks, something insane. And so I've had this on my TBR for ages, and I don't know. Part of me is afraid that I'm not gonna enjoy it. It's a super popular, super hyped book. Everybody loves it, and I feel like it's not gonna be my thing. As far as I'm aware, it is about Evelyn Hugo, a famous actress in this world who, after many, many years of a very successful career, decides that she's going to give an interview to a young up-and-coming woman interviewee person. What is that called? Reporter? I'm not sure. Journalist? Reporter? Something. They have some sort of connection as far as I'm aware. I don't know what that means exactly. And she tells the life of her 7 husbands and what she's gone through and how she has tried to fit in. As far as I'm aware, she's supposed to be a woman of color who's white passing and who is also queer. And so it talks about the love and her situations, and we discover the relationship between her and this other person, and I don't know. Everybody loves it. Hopefully I do too. And because I'm pretty sure this is a standalone, I'll be using that for this bonus prompt. Whew. All right. Let's make sure the camera's actually focused where it needs to be. Okay, on to our next roll for round 3. A 5 and a 6, so 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Our first double pull. Okay. Okay, a witchy read. Next up, Furthermore by Tahira Mafi. This book is one of those books that I have had on my shelves for a really long time. I've seen some kind of good stuff for it, but I've been super hesitant. I was actually thinking about unhauling this, but every time I go to unhaul it, I read the synopsis and I'm all like, hey, maybe that might be interesting. Maybe I should give it a shot. So it sounds like we have a young girl who cares about 3 things more than anything else: her mother, magic and color, and her father. And she's not very good with magic, and her father has gone missing. And I guess she's going to go on a little adventure to try and find him. And she'll specifically go to a land called Furthermore, which seems to be like Alice in Wonderland inspired, where up is down, paper can be alive, and as it says, left can be both right and very, very wrong. So there's a lot of fun elements to it. It seems like it is an Alice in Wonderland retelling because the main character's name is Alice, and Furthermore seems like a Wonderland sort of world. So I'm interested in seeing if it is something that I enjoy or if it's finally time to unhaul this book. I think it is either a YA or a middle grade. So I'm tentatively gonna use the YA prompt for it, but we'll see if that's actually true when I read it. Not that I'm the best judge of that kind of stuff anyway. Okay, and then the second one, I don't know if we've gotten this, or at least we haven't gotten it in a long time. So a same letter title. Okay, so for this prompt, I'm gonna be honest with you, I struggled. I was on the struggle bus. There's definitely some books that I've had before that fit this idea, but when I was looking at my stuff, I just couldn't find anything that I hadn't already read. Except that I found one with a little bit of a caveat to make it work, and that is Mistletoe and Mishigas. I know I butchered that. It's not, I'm sorry. I don't know. But this is a POC queer romance by M.A. Wardwell. And the tagline says, "Beauty and the Bear. Can these opposites fake their way into something real?" And as far as I'm aware, it's supposed to, because it's part of this like teacher and something series. So in this case, we have a teacher who just started at a new school, and we have the custodian. There seems to be some sort of event that both of them needs to go to, and to help each other out, they decide to be dates, and obviously they fall for each other. So I'm excited. I love romances, so I will probably love this. Super excited to get into it. Okay, round number 4. Another 9. Making progress on this board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? We're gonna keep it. Okay, I'm gonna try and re-roll some of the smaller numbers. Okay, first one for this one, a retelling. Retellings. Okay, so for this prompt, I love me a good retelling, and I've actually been interested in reading this series for a while, and that would be the Lunar Chronicles, the first book being Cinder by Marissa Myers. As far as I'm aware, this is actually sci-fi. Go figure. And it is a retelling of different famous fairy tales. So this one, I believe, is Cinderella, and the character is a robot? I don't know. It seems cool. I don't want to know too much about it. It's a YA fantasy fun time retelling situation, and hopefully I love it, because I do honestly want to read the whole series. I got the special edition collection of the first, like 4 books. And then I also got the standard box set of the illustrated editions because I like the art. I'm a book collector. You know what? Don't at me, okay? We're not here to judge my book collecting habits. Hopefully we enjoy this. We'll see. Your girl done messed up. She thought she could do it. Okay, and then a book published before 2020. Ooh, child. I might be regretting my life choices just a little bit. I didn't think this one through, okay? Our next prompt, I'm gonna go with A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I have technically read this before, really enjoyed it, and wanted to read it again so that I can read the whole trilogy. So if I end up reading this month, I hope to read all 3 of the books. So fingers crossed we can make that happen in the next couple of months at least, right? Like if I read this month, if I finish the next month, it's fine. You know, it'll be fine. I can do that, right? How do I even talk about this? This is a fantasy book about a world hopper who's able to travel between the 4 different Londons. So you have Black London, White London, Grey London, and Red London, I think. And Grey London is basically like our world. There's no magic, it's mundane, we know nothing about the other worlds. But the other worlds know more. Some have more magic, some don't, yada, yada, yada. And the Black London, I think, had some big event happen. And so it's like off limits or something, I don't remember. And they're tied together and stuff is supposed to happen. We have our main character who is able to travel between the Londons, and a young girl who unintentionally crosses paths, and they end up connected to each other in interesting ways. And I cannot wait to reread this, figure out what's going on, and continue with the series, because I'm actually a really big V.E. Schwab fan, so love to actually finish this. this finally. And then this one is a 2015 release, so before 2020. I also am going to use my fantasy card on this since I forgot to use it on the last one. Okay, our next round, a 3 and a 2, so 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to re-roll that. I want to see if I can get bigger number than 5. Come on. Oh my god! Well, we got a bigger number. But that means that we'll be doing 11 total rounds, so that will go up 1. Oh man, okay. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can't even complain. I did it to myself. Okay, shortest book on TBR. We're not mad at that. Okay, finally something kind of nice. You know, the shortest book on my TBR. That being said, technically that book already has a prompt. It was supposed to be my most recently acquired from several months ago, but I didn't finish the book. So I'm gonna double prompt it, okay? That's not how the game is supposed to work, but this is a game to have fun, to encourage you to read, and do what you gotta do. So if you're playing along with me, you do you, it's okay, boo. So I'm gonna double prompt Bronze, a book of verse by Georgia Douglas Johnson. This is a book of poetry by a Black female poet from the 18 or 1900s. And I read some of her poems in a different book, a Penguins Classics like compilation. What was it called? Minor Notes Volume 1, I believe is what the book is called, and loved them. So I wanted to get a dedicated thing for her because I'm obviously trying to expand my sources and read more poetry from people I otherwise wouldn't. It says that it touches on philosophy, classics, science, religion, history, folklore, and mythology. So pretty excited about that. I did, I think, read like the first poem or something, or first couple of pages, but I didn't get very far into it. So I'm gonna start over and finish the book, hopefully, this time around. Okay, next round. We were almost halfway through, but not anymore. Let's see what we get. Okay, a 3 and a 4. Okay, so 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it because I'm on a reading kick, right? I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret this, but let's go ahead. We'll continue. Okay, a TBR jar pick. Okay, a TBR jar pick. And I did refresh the insides here. I'm trying to read down my physical TBR, so I took out all of the books that I don't already own and then threw in a bunch of other books that I'm hoping to read sometime this year, along with a couple of other just like random books from my shelves. Anything that I get from a TBR jar pick, by the way, is automatically 2 points instead of 1 for completing because I don't get to choose. So I get more points. You know? You know? Okay, so let's see what we get. Oh, I picked up 2. I'll do the open one. Let's see what, oh yes, okay. Leech, we'll get 2 points for this, so no extras. All right, Leech by Hiron Ennis. Don't know how off I am with that or not, but this is a parasite horror. It's in a winter feeling landscape, which actually, gonna be honest with you, is perfect because even though when I'm filming this, it's not even Halloween yet, we got snow here in Minnesota a couple of days ago. So winter is literally right around the corner. I'm assuming we're gonna get another snowy Thanksgiving. So this will be very fitting. It's gonna fit the vibes perfectly. And I'm still in a horror thriller spooky vibe, and this just feels like it. I don't wanna look more into it if I'm being honest. So just parasites, winter, Leech. Assuming this is more thriller than horror, which I don't know, I'm going to try and use the thriller bonus prompt because I feel like thrillers and horrors kind of go hand in hand anyway. you know?
All right, and the second one for this round. And then a book with a flower on the cover.
Next prompt, I'm gonna say it's a little bit of a stretch, but for flowers on the cover, I'm gonna go with this one because there are flowers in the motif. So it is what it is. So this is Upon a Frosted Star by M.A. Kuznier. And once again, it is wintry vibes. I know it's supposed to be fall season, but not out here apparently. Plus, I'm trying to get a little bit ahead on my winter reading, if we're being honest with you. So don't hate the play, I hate the game. This is a Waterstone special edition. As I mentioned in some other videos, I'm on a special edition kick. I'm just collecting them left and right, but I'm not reading them fast enough. So we're trying to read some of my special editions, okay, hunty? Okay. So it says, and I'm gonna read this because I have a comment to make. The invitations always arrive the same way, without warning, appearing around the city on the first snowfall of the year, simply inscribed with tonight. Okay, without warning, bruh, if it was the first snowfall, you know, that's your warning. If it happens every year, it's not a surprise. Don't listen to me, I'm just being a hater. Okay, so we have a struggling artist who gets this invitation and is super excited and bewitched by the whole evening in the event and is like, yes. They're super swept up in all of it and they're really curious to find out who's behind this magical event that happens every year like clockwork. And it sounds like in his pursuit to find this out, he discovers a abandoned manor, silent with secrets, and a cursed woman who is desperate to be set free. I was trying to do a spooky haunted vlog recently and it didn't really work out, and I wonder if this would have been a good book for that vlog, because spooky haunted manor, anyone? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But that does sound like fun and it fits the prompt. We're getting a little tall already. We're tall and we're not done. I know I said this already, but like, your girl did messed up. I wasn't thinking it would be, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, we'll see. We will see how the rest of this goes. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go. A 5 and a 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I was gonna keep going. We get another board point. So we have 2 board points so far. And that is a regular prompt. Yes. Yes. A book with blank number of words in the title. So we're gonna roll to figure out how many words. No, it's not. That's a 2. A book with 2 words for the title. But anyway, I decided to go with The Cloisters by Kathy Hayes, which apparently has dark academia vibe. I was watching another video and people were recommending this, even though like, I don't know. As far as I'm aware, we have this like mysterial, what is that word? We had this mysterious, magical library sort of situation and a bunch of librarians or historians or magicians. Yo, apparently I don't know. Hold on. Enigmatic researchers. Okay, see? Researchers. That's the word I was looking for. So we've got a bunch of researchers who get together and this person who's like, new to all of this, who gets brought into the world and gets sucked into the weird stuff. She's like, okay, I don't believe any of the crap you guys are saying, but I'll indulge you because it's fun. Like, it's fun to participate, to make believe, to do all of the things, except I'm assuming shit gets real. Okay, we have what, like 4 more rounds to go? Oh my god, I spoke too soon! Okay, so this goes up again. 5 more rounds to go. I'm getting the big numbers that I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another normal prompt. Oh my goodness, you guys. An illustrated cover. I love me some pretty juicy illustrated covers, and I decided to go with a fun light one. So I'm going to read What a Match by Mimi Grace, which is a cute
romance. Fall vibes. We are still getting those fall vibes in, okay? We have a character who knows what she wants in a man, but the dating scene ain't it. She decides that maybe she needs some professional help to get the man of her dreams, and she hires a matchmaker. And it says, and I quote, "Nothing will distract her from finding the perfect on paper boyfriend, except maybe her brother's grumpy best friend." I don't know if I am a fan of that trope necessarily, like the brother's friend romance, whatever, but I'm not against it. I love opposites in contrast. Like, that's just a thing that I enjoy in general, not just in romance, but it's very popular in romance and I'm very susceptible. I love most of the tropes in romance, so I'm sure I'm gonna love it. I'm excited. Okay, four more to go, hopefully. I done doomed myself. Okay, a 6 and a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we went back. I'm not here for that, so we're gonna re-roll. Let's re-roll that, and we want to get something different. I'm trying to make progress. Okay, not 8. Okay, I could re-roll that, but I'm not gonna. That freaking sucks. Okay, so we're gonna get demoted, but we get a normal prompt, and this goes up. So that's 13 total rounds. Oh my god, the number of books is insane, you guys. What did I do? Okay, an author's debut novel. This would also have worked for another prompt that we ended up getting, but I had other plans for that. So for this one, we're gonna go with The Book of Gothel by Mary McMain. Is that right? So this is a Rapunzel retelling focusing on the witch who put her in the tower. And it seems to be a historical retelling. So it says Germany, 1156. And it talks about how she's never fit in, she's shunned by her village, and all she has is the story her mother's told her of child-stealing witches, of princes in wolfskins, and of an ancient tower cloaked in mist, where women will find shelter if they are brave enough to seek it. Oh, and it sounds like she's not the only one to seek refuge at Gothel. And this woman that she finds there has a secret. Okay, as I was saying before my camera so rudely cut me out, apparently she discovers this crazy, dark, mysterious world that she had never known of in this process. And so I need some help here. Okay, a 5. We're gonna keep it. I know it's low, but you know, I have too many more rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have a random pick roll. Okay, let's see what we're gonna get. Okay, we got a 5, which is another TBR jar. So that means what? We have three more rolls to go, I think. Okay, time for another TBR jar pick. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that, but okay. Caught me by surprise. I think things are getting folded together, so let me try and separate these again. Let's just grab one. Oh no, that's like 10. Okay, 1. Here we go. Take my hand. I'm giving myself 3 points for completing this because I knew that if I picked it, I would be a little sad, just a little sad, because it's a little bit more on the literary side. And if you know me, a lot of favorites that I have are literary books, but I don't like literary books. So I keep picking them up because I know there's a good chance that if I love it, I'll love it. But if I don't, I don't know. But I'm nervous. This is a Book of the Month 1, and it came kind of messy. Not gonna lie. The cover's loose, the back pages were all bent, but it's okay because for the most part these things are super cheap. I usually use my Book of the Month as an opportunity to like annotate and mark everything up, so we ain't mad. We ain't mad at it. This is supposed to be a historical sort of going back situation. So we have our main character who I believe used to be a nurse, and it's talking about her experience with a couple of different patients that she had that just didn't get the care that they needed. And I'm pretty sure it was because they were low income, probably also Black families. And so it's her reminiscing on the injustices of that many years later is what I think it's about. Okay, so it says in 1973. That's not as far back as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be in like the 30s. She is sent to two patients that she's shocked to find out are only 11 and 13 years old. Neither of these girls have ever even kissed a boy, but because they are poor and Black, and the people who are responsible for the welfare benefits, that's enough reason to force these girls, these children, onto birth control. She ends up, I guess, bonding with this family that she's caring for, and one day she comes and the unthinkable happens, which it doesn't tell us what that is, but it's going to change their life and going to affect. I thought it was her thinking about this from the future, like looking back. I think that may still be a possibility. Oh, but it says that this is inspired by true events. Yeah, this is probably gonna make me cry. I'm probably gonna love it. I am not looking forward to it. I don't know why I struggle with books like this. I'm sure it's gonna be good. Oh, it's gonna be a hard one, I imagine. We'll just put this right here with the giant stack of all of the books I'm planning to read so far. Oh, and we're not done, apparently. So I guess let's get on to the next one.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I got another double! Holy cannoli. Okay, we're doing this. We got this. We got this. It's okay. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just a regular prompt. That means we have 4 more prompts. Okay. Okay, not a fan of that. A book out of your comfort zone. Why not make things complicated since I have so many books to read already?
Okay, so for this one, we're gonna double up again. This is another book that I didn't finish previously. But you wanna know the great thing about this book in particular? This is from the TBR game 2 years ago now. Is that for real? Have we really been playing this game for 3 years? Holy cannoli, guys. Yeah, this is from the first year. And the original prompt was a reading challenge or book club book because Kayla from Books and Lala had House of Leaves as one of her book club book picks. And I have read like almost halfway. I'm almost halfway through it. And I have no intention of restarting it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna reread like a teeny tiny bit. I remember a good chunk of what's going on and I'm interested in finishing it, but it's a chunker. It's a big boy. It's out of my comfort zone. Because it's been taking me ages to get through this, but this is supposed to be a horror. It's not scary, but it is unsettling. Granted, some people say it's scary. I haven't finished it, so maybe it gets scarier. It's an experience. This book is an experience, and I have been meaning to continue it. I have always been meaning to continue it, but originally, I was like a couple of days away from the end of the month that I knew I couldn't finish this in a couple of days, and then I just haven't picked it up since. So now's the time. Maybe. I also think that this may or may not work for paranormal because if you don't know, House of Leaves is this Inception, spooky, crazy, mind-numbing horror, unsettling thriller. I don't know. How do I talk about this? This is a story about a man who discovers a manuscript / essay about a movie documentary film about this man's house when he discovers that things don't quite make sense like the measurements on the outside of the house are smaller than the measurements on the inside of the house. And the end of the house wall, on the inside, that wall has a door that leads down a impossible hallway that just, it cannot be there. And so in the documentary / movie, he is exploring it. But we're reading it from the perspective of somebody reading it from a different, there's levels. It's complicated. I'm doing a bad job explaining it, but the main thing is supposed to be about this house, the House of Leaves, which has that aspect, and it gets creepier and weirder, and the writing follows with the creepy weirdness. So you have sections where it's just a couple of lines on the page. You have sections where all of the words are blocked together in really weird ways. It looks like this would be impossible to read, but it's actually surprisingly easy. It's not as hard as it looks, but it takes a lot of brain power and it's time consuming. And so I haven't gotten around to it, but hopefully I'll finish it and hopefully it'll be scary, because everybody says it's scary and I don't feel like it is. But I think that maybe because of the weird things that are happening inside the house and the spookiness, there might be some paranormal aspects that are happening to it. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use both the original prompts. So if I finish this, I will get at least 3 points. Possibly more. More if I reread the first half. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know it's not the whole book, so it's not a real reread, but it's enough of the book for me to count it, especially because I technically read like this part twice already. I read it way long ago, then I reread it for this time when I got all the way to here, and then if I reread it again, you get the picture. But I do hope to finally finish this year. Ooh, she gon' tumble over if we're not careful.
Okay. Next roll. Okay, it's not a double, thankfully. For once, I'm really dreading those guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we get a bonus. Let's re-roll that. I'm probably gonna need that, okay, because we only have one left originally. Okay, so we roll again. All right, another not double. We need this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Normal prompt. Okay. Thank you. Take a break. No need to add a book, but you still get a point. I need this. I need it. Oh, thank you. Our next prompt, doing us good. Take a break. I'm gonna get a point. We're just gonna put this up here. We're gonna put this right here on the top of our tower. Our Leaning Tower of Pisa. That leaves at least 2 more to go. And we have 2 re-rolls that. So like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Okay. 5, 3, 8. Okay, we got this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We didn't get demoted. Taking all the wins I can. Holy, okay. Whew, we're close. We're getting there. Oh, nice. We got a steamy novel. Something easy. Next prompt, something nice and easy. A fun, light, steamy novel. We're getting horny. I actually don't know which of my romance books are steamy or not. Like, I just don't know a lot of them. But fortunately, Vanessa Jared's Got a Man by LaQuette. Maybe? I probably butchered that. It does say on the back that it's smart, steamy, and truly charming. And then it also says that the author consistently delivers smart, deeply erotic stories that will leave you breathless. So I imagine this is gonna be blush-worthy. Okay, plus it's supposed to be a cute story. We have a cop, which I'm gonna be honest, I actually like cop romances and cop stories, even though a lot of, not all, but a lot of actual cops are questionable.
in the story world, I'm here for him. So we have a cop whose younger sister is dating a questionable person, but because he's the older cop brother, she's all like, you don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to find this man's ex-girlfriend and have her tell you how bad this man is. And so he goes and tries to find her, and they catch feels. They catch feels for each other. That's kind of weird if you think about it. Like, it's weird, but I'm here for it anyway, okay? I think it's gonna be cute. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. That's what I do with romances. I throw caution to the wind. That's not the phrase that I'm trying to say. I don't care. I don't care when it's a romance. I'm super forgiving. I'm just here to have a good time, and hopefully this will deliver.
And finally, our last roll. Okay, a 2 and a 1. We're not going to get another point. 1, 2, 3. A regular prompt. Do I want to re-roll that? Do I want to risk re-rolling that? I think I'm gonna do it. If I get another double, I'm not gonna. It's not happening. There's no way. There's no way. Am I like manifesting doubles every time I do this? Let's no doubles. Okay, we didn't. All right, it's further, and it's not a double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another TBR jar. We've gotten a lot of TBR jars, but that's okay. That's okay.
We have finally reached the end with yet another TBR jar, which is great for the points. We're gonna get a lot of points because each one of these is at least 2 points, and one of them we have so far was 3. So we're getting lucky. Oh, there's no way I'm reading all of these. I read 31 books last month though, and I'm trying to read just as much, if not more, in November. So it's possible. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, Magician's Impossible. I feel like this should have been a 3-pointer because it's a graveyard. So, Magician's Impossible. This was a Page Habit book, and I don't know if you guys know about Page Habit. That was a subscription box where they had the author of a book write on Post-it notes to stick inside the book with notes about what was going on and what they were thinking about and their process and whatnot. And then those Post-it notes were copied and multiplied and put into all of the books. So they're copies of the original Post-its. And I friggin' love the idea behind this. And I've gotten some books that I really liked and some books that I really didn't. And I was so sad after I took my break from doing booktube content the first time I ever tried doing it back in like 2017. And when I came back, and I was so sad that Page Habit no longer existed because it was one of the first things I tried to resubscribe to. And it's not a thing. But I will say, didn't love all of the book choices. I just didn't. So part of me is I'm gonna reserve the right to give myself 3 points if this becomes a struggle to read. We'll see though. It does seem kind of interesting. We have a 20-something bartender whose life just goes into shambles when his estranged father unalives himself. And even more of a shock than that happening is finding out that said father was a secret agent in an ancient society in this like magic wielding war. That's a lot to learn, right? You're just all like, oh, hey, how would you like your whiskey? And then you find out that your dad's like a secret magic spy. And then it sounds like there is a group of warlocks and witches that were fighting or competing against his father are now looking at him as public enemy numero uno. And now he needs to uncover his own magical abilities, which he didn't know about, and see if he can complete some training to become a Magician's Impossible himself. You see the play, you know? Mission Impossible, Magician's Impossible, that's cute. It seems like it's gonna be fun, let's be honest. Thank goodness that's the last one on this giant tower of TBR books for November. I cannot believe I did this to myself. Like, this is overwhelming. I'm glad that I was able to have some craziness, but this much? Like, I wasn't expecting that. Let's just say that, okay? And then because I just love myself, apparently, November's Buzzwordathon prompt, the word good, we're gonna read that trilogy as well. Just the normal things that we like doing here. I hope you enjoyed this wild ride. Oh my God, we're gonna have to get a picture of this.